name is Juan Castrillón. I'm a PhD student at the music department, and I'm the third year in the ethnomusicology program. I took a class with Dr. Naomi and Dr. Francesca last year during the spring, and we were exploring multiple ways in which sound and architecture and sound and design folds and unfolds. And I developed a project with Christopher. I don't remember his last name. We did stops together, right? So we were asking questions about, or we were exploring questions on noise and like sound and noise abatement in the Van Pelt library, right? So we were trying to make an argument in which the voices of people studying in Van Pelt were reduced by a kind of an unheard and an invisible policy that reduces people talking in the library, right? So we have this happened because of many reasons, right? People can read better, people can focus on their own thing, right? But for us to listening to those voices, even in the library, was a way to create an argument about knowledge circulating through people, right? Audible knowledge, meaning reading. We were trying to capture the circulation of the voices through the stairwell, right? Because this is the only space inside the library that is not treated acoustically, right? So this was the possibility to have this reverberating sound, right? But also for us was the possibility to make a theoretical claim in the name of a place in which this kind of policy about sound abatement was not present inside the library, right? So it was like it was like a place in which voices could circulate because of the character of that place. They are moving across the entire well. It's great because people were like, for example, like entering the stairwell in the like first floor, and then singing or talking or reading, and then exiting in the fifth, right? So all this trajectory, we were capturing those multiple trajectories. There was like a choreographic, like an improvisational choreography going on during the sonic installation, right? People were walking across the stairwell differently, right? So this is why we have different levels, or even different volumes, because some people realized that there were mics, right? So some of them were directing their voice to the mics, but most of them were just going to the space, right? So it was like an outcome that was not intended at all. Everything was improvisation, right? The only we invite all of them to read or to sing aloud. This was the only condition, right? Right? And just like you need to go in and go out, but it's up to you if you want to exit to, like, if you want to go into the first floor and then exit into the fifth. It's up to you, right? But this was great because we were really trying to convey the sense of randomness. Because there is a tag on the stairwell that says "stabs," and this is the only tag that we saw in the entire building. You know, we don't see like in Van Pelt Library, everything is really clean, right? All the walls are white or whatever, like no marks, no signatures at all, but one that says "stops." Just volumes. I didn't add reverb or echo. I just like superimposing the levels, right? Because, you know, we placed around 9 microphones. Like sometimes we're having like a stereo mics in each floor in order to have a rich sound image, right? So what we did is after having all the samples, we were like placing all of them in a GarageBand, right? But we were just like adjusting a little bit the volumes, right? But no effects, no reverb. I mean, because we were trying to capture the acoustic dimension of the place. Stabs at the same time is something like it's part of a group of listening experiments that I like to do in campus. So this was the third of a series of listening experiments that I have been doing since I came here, right? And in the future, I'm working I finished a film, and I work in my second film, right? So I'm trying to develop this idea of listening experiments and using that concept to develop films that are mainly about listening, about how people interact with not only with like sonic environments as the library, but also like rivers and also musical practices, right? So I'm trying to combine my sensibility through listening experiments through film. I worked with generational bridge over locus, right? We did a sonic installation with 26 people, right, playing the bridge. Every day people is crossing the bridge, but they don't realize that there are like steel bars in the bridge, and all of them produce a different sound. and it creates a kind of overtune series that sounds really good. So the main purpose of that sonic installation is like to create a sense of awareness of different poetics that people can encounter at Penn campus. For the Strawberry Mansion Bridge, we did a sonic installation that also combined poetry, and we were talking about the metal as this metaphor of long duration, of course, but also as a way in which like human labor force is condensed, right? So by hitting the bridge, I was trying to get those voices or to get those gestures out of the steel. And I think in the three projects, the idea of gentrification is also at stake, right? The generational bridge right there in 40th Street was related with gentrification in the sense that Penn was like buying all the properties, right? The same thing related with the Strawberry Mansion Bridge and the neighborhoods and the train, right? But I think that with Stabs, we were trying to make a more abstract metaphor about noise abatement as a kind of gentrification policy, right. Meaning like the library is a place in which you can like organize sonically the people who is using the library. Well, my first sound recorder was a gift from an ethnomusicologist. Her name is Ana Maria Ochoa. She gave me my first sound recorder, and I started capturing sounds, but also like directing my listening attention to the relation or to the interaction that is created by the microphone, right, and the environment, right? So I was trying to understand what is going on with my listening experience and the microphone experience, right? So I started to do experiments, trying to dislocate or to relocate my own listening practices using microphones, right? So by doing this, I started to realize that we can create like sound images superimposing different ways of listening. But I think that with sound, at least for me, it's not just how you're listening to, right? Because in the transduction process, sometimes like the microphones are not like working as ears, right? Even though they are functioning like them, right? But the way in which they work, like meaning that you need to play in order to hear, is quite the opposite process of your listening, right? In order to listen, you just need to listen, right? You are acting as a receptor, right? But when you record, when you record sound, you need to play the sound in order to hear it, right? And this is not what happened with the human listening, right? So it's like a listening that this is like a feedback listening, like a double way listening rather than one way listening, right? Because we are not speaking in order to hear what we are saying, right?
It's a conversation.
Yes. So this is why I was using this, like the dislocation or the relocation of how the microphone speaks and how I listen.